Canada's new visa rule has created serious concern for Indian students and the workers, as the government has introduced stricter regulations that could make it harder for foreigners to study in Canada. The rules, which took effect in early February, give border officials more authority to cancel visas, refuse entry, and even deport individuals if they believe that the person might overstay their authorized period in Canada. Now, this move is expected to have a significant impact on the large Indian community, particularly students and temporary worker visa who rely on Canadian permit to study and work in the country. Earlier, let me tell you that individuals with valid student visa, work permit or temporary resident visa could generally live in Canada without any major concern until and unless they violated immigration law. However, with the new regulation, immigration officials now have the power to change the visa status of any foreign nationals at any point of time. Now, this means that somebody who has legally entered Canada and has a valid visa could still face sudden cancellation if an officer decided that he no longer meets the requirement. Additionally, border officials can deny entry to any individual if they suspected that the person might not leave Canada even after their visa expires. The situation is even more alarming for those who are already in Canada, as immigration officials can now cancel work permits and student visa, giving individuals a deadline to leave the country. This has raised serious concern among thousands of Indian students and workers who see Canada as a long-term destination for education and career growth. Canada has been one of the most preferred destinations for Indian students, with over 4.2 lakh Indian students currently studying in Canadian universities and colleges. Many of them hope to transition from student visa to work permits and eventually apply for permanent residency. However, with these new rules, the path to staying in Canada has become much more uncertain. For those who have already denied entry at the airport, the consequences are immediate. They will be sent back to India right away. For individuals whose visas are cancelled while they are already in Canada, they will be given a limited period to leave the country, making it really difficult for them to continue their studies or employment. Even Indian professionals on work permits who were previously very confident about their long-term stay in Canada are now facing new challenges when it comes to visa renewal. Here, the primary reason behind these new measures is Canada's effort to control migration more strictly. The government wants to ensure that temporary visa holders do not misuse their permit to stay in the country beyond their authorized period. There have been growing concerns that many individuals enter Canada on student or work visas, but they do not leave after their visa expires, instead finding ways to remain in the country illegally. Now, this has led the government to give immigration officials increased power to prevent such situations from even occurring. Now, for Indian students and workers planning to move to Canada, these new policies mean that they must be extra cautious and well prepared. It is now more important than ever to have a clear plan when applying for a visa, as immigration officials will be looking closely at the applicant's intention to return home after their visa expires. Strong financial proof will also be very important, as officials may cancel a visa if they suspect the applicant does not have sufficient funds to support themselves. Additionally, individuals must ensure that they follow all the visa rules very strictly, applying for extension on time, and be very prepared for increased immigration checks at the airport and during their stay in Canada. These policy changes indicates a shift in Canada's approach to immigration, and experts believe that even stricter measures could be introduced in the coming months. This raises question about whether Canada will continue to be a welcoming destination for Indian students and workers in near future, or if this marks the beginning of a tougher stance on immigration. For now, anybody planning to move to Canada must stay informed, be very cautious, and ensure that they meet all the visa requirements to avoid any unexpected challenge that they might face.